Hey guys, I'm back with the fresh new dew and Isaiah chapter 4 and 5 because Isaiah chapter 4 is super short. That will be the day when 7 women will gang up on one man saying, "We'll take care of ourselves, get our own food and clothes, just give us a child, make us pregnant so we'll have something to live for." God's branch. And that's when God's branch will sprout green and lush. The produce of the country will give Israel's survivors something to be proud of again. Oh, they'll hold their heads high, everyone left behind in Zion, all the discards and rejects in Jerusalem. So we are the Lord's children, but to the world, we look like people that been left behind, people that been rejected, people that been you know, kind of pushed to the back of the line. We will be reclassified as holy, alive, and therefore precious. God will give Zion's women a good bath. He'll scrub the blood-stained city of its violence and brutality, purge the place from with a firestorm of judgment. Then God will bring back the ancient pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night and mark Zion and everyone in it with his glorious presence, his immense protective presence, shade from the burning sun and shelter from the driving rain. Oh, so he's gonna come back and be our pillar of cloud and pillar of fire, just like when he led the people through the deserts in Egypt. That's really cool. All right, so now we in Isaiah chapter 5. It says, "Looking for a crop of justice. I'll sing a ballad to the one I love, a love ballad about his vineyard. The one I love had a vineyard, a fine, well placed vineyard. He hoed the soil and pulled the weeds and planted the very best vines. He built a lookout, built a wine press, a vineyard to be proud of. He looked for a vintage yield. Hold on. Yeah, he looked for a vintage yield of grapes, but for all his pains, he got garbage grapes. Now listen. So, in other words, he got spoiled grapes. Um, Now listen to what I'm telling you, you who live in Jerusalem and Judah. What do you think is going on between me and my vineyard? Can you think of anything I could have done to my vineyard that I didn't do? When I expected good grapes, why did I get bitter grapes? Maybe he picked them too soon. I don't know. I'm gonna just keep reading. Well, now let me tell you what I'll do to my vineyard. I'll tear down its fence and let it go to ruin. I'll knock down the gate and let it be trampled. I'll turn it into a patch of weeds, untended, uncared for. Thistles and thorns will take over. So he allowed things to overtake us. Wow. He allowed things to overtake us. So just like it said in chapter 4 that we were rejects in Jerusalem, he allowed things to overtake us so that he could be the reason why we are reclassified, or so that he could be the reason why we identify as anything more than just a reject. Okay. I'll give orders to the clouds. Don't rain on that vineyard ever. Do you get it? The vineyard of God of angel armies is the country of Israel. All the men and women of Judah are the garden he was so proud of. He looked for a crop of justice and saw them murdering each other. He looked for a harvest of righteousness and heard only the moans of victims. You who call evil good and good evil. Doom to you who buy up all the houses and grab all the land for yourselves, evicting the old owners, posting no trespassing signs, taking over the country, leaving everyone homeless and landless. I overheard God of angel armies say, those mighty houses will end up empty. Those extravagant estates will be deserted. A 10-acre vineyard will produce a pint of wine, a 50-pound sack of seed, a quart of grain. Wow. So what he's saying is the people that live in these big old houses, they ain't gonna live in them for too long because they buying up all the land and the houses, and then they telling us, they telling the rest of us, we can't stay there, as if God didn't create the entire earth for us to walk on and own. I don't know when they started taxing for properties and stuff, but it's just a load of malarkey, ain't it? That's some that's some poopty scoop. Anyway, verse 11. Doomed to those who get up early and start drinking booze before breakfast. I know some people like that. Who stay up all hours of the night drinking themselves into a stupor. They make sure their banquets are well furnished with harps and flutes and plenty of wine, but they'll have nothing to do with the work of God. Pay no mind to what he is doing. Therefore, my people will end up in exile because they don't know the, the score. Their honored men will starve to death, and the common people die of thirst. Sheol developed a huge appetite, swallowing people nonstop. Big people and little people alike down that gullet, to say nothing of all the drunks, the poor, the down and out, on a par with the high and mighty. Windbag boasters crumpled, flaccid as a punctured bladder. But by working justice, God of angel armies will be a mountain. By working righteousness, holy God will show what holy is. The lambs will graze as if they owned the place. Kids and calves right at home in the ruins. So when everything goes to poop de scoop, people like me and my kids and some of the other people that I know, once these houses and properties is empty, we gonna be there having a blast like we never had a blast before, because they made sure, all these people with more money and they feel like they got more than, they made sure not to include us in the great treasures of owning the land and living in abundance with them, right? Doom to you who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness in the place of light and light in the place of darkness, who substitute bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Doom to you who think you're so smart, who hold such a high opinion of yourselves. All who are good, all you're good at is drinking. Champion boozers who collect trophies from drinking doubts, and then line your pockets with bribes from the guilty while you violate the rights of the innocent. But they won't get by with it. As fire eats stubble, the dry grass goes up in smoke. Their souls will atrophy, their achievements crumble into dust, because they said no to the revelation of the God of angel armies, would have nothing to do with the Holy of Israel. That's why God flamed out in anger against his people, reached out and knocked them down. The mountains trembled as their dead bodies piled up on the streets. But even after that, he was still angry, his fist still raised, ready to hit them again. He raises a flag and signaled a distant nation, whistles for people at the ends of the earth, and here they come, on the run. None drag their feet, no one stumbles, no one sleeps or dawdles. Shirts are on and pants buckled. Every boot is spit, polished, and tied. Their arrows are sharp, bows strung, and hooves of their horses shod. Chariot wheels greased, roaring like a pride of lions, the full-throated roars of young lions. They growl and seize their prey, dragging it off. No rescue for that one. They'll roar and roar on that day, like the roar of the billows. Look as long as